Okay guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use this collage builder. So it's focused at pillows, but the pillow dimensions are like 5,000 by 5,000 or something, so it's massive, so you could adapt this to put on all kinds of other products, whatever you want to adapt it to. Feel free to go ahead and do that, mugs and stuff like that if you want to, but like I say, it's focused at the pillows, so it's entirely up to you. So before I actually show you the PSD, let me show you what I've done. When you get your download, you're going to have a load of stock photos that I put into there, so I'm going to use these to show you how to use it. And if you want to create your own mock-ups, then you can use these to go ahead and make your own mock-ups as you want, so they're different to the ones that I give you. Entirely up to you. You get this sample mock art, so you can use this so you don't have to build your artwork to make a mock-up, so you can just go and throw this on products as you want. The font there's a little bit of text that you can customize. Just double click the font and you go ahead and click install font. It's pretty much the same on Windows and Mac. You'll have a box like that pops up, so just go ahead, click install font. Mock-ups, there's hardly any in here at the minute. I'm going to make you some mock-ups as well, so when you get this you'll have more mock-ups to use. If you want to use the mock-ups, you can just take these and go and list it on your store straight away without messing around with anything. And then you've got the PSD here as well. Okay, so that's pretty much what's in your download folders. Now the PSD, so before I show you the photographs and everything, let me show you the kind of slightly easier stuff. Now you will first of all you'll also need to have your layers showing over here. Okay, so if you don't see your layers, make sure you come up to window here and you've got layers checked there. You can uncheck anything between tool presets and 3D, entirely up to you. It's just personal preference, but you definitely need to have your layers showing. Okay, this is how I like to have it, so that it gives me the most room. So we can change the background color, and to do that, you see it's got color overlay here, the words. Just double click color overlay, click this small rectangle box here, and then you can just drag around, change it to whatever color you want. You can drag this slider here as well, or hit right here. You can add in a hex code to get the exact color you want if you want a certain color. Once you're happy, just click OK there and then OK down here, but I'm just going to click cancel. Little folder icons, so if you're not familiar with those, basically you can like group together layers so that it's a little bit neater and easier to follow. So anywhere where there's a folder icon, there's kind of stuff inside, and there's a little arrow here, so you can minimize or expand any folder within any PSD, not just this one here, but anytime you see this, then you know there's a folder there. So there's 3 layers of text. So first of all, to edit the text layers that are already here, just make sure that this is popped open so you can see those 3 T's. Make sure you installed the font, I'll show you how to change it if you want to. And then make sure your text tool is selected over here on the right. When you're ready to change the text, you just click where you want to put your cursor in, and then you can use backspace there and then just type your text in like that. Now if you want to change the font, if you triple click like that, it will highlight all of the font, or you can just drag and highlight all the font. And then up here where you see this dawning of a new day, if you click this drop down, you can use your arrow keys and just run through the fonts that you've got on your computer. Now your fonts will almost certainly look different to mine. It depends what you've got installed on your local computer. Depends on what fonts you can use, or you can just leave it as it is. Totally up to you. Something else you might want to do is change the color of the fonts. So you'll notice this text layer here, or this folder, all 3 of these text layers are within that folder. So to make things congruent, or so they all look the same, what we can do is click the words color overlay right here, click the little rectangular box, choose the color we want, and you notice all 3 of these text layers change, so they're all the same. But just cancel out of that. That is because these text layers are within this folder, and within this folder it has the color overlay on. So anything that's in this folder is going to change to the color where this color overlay is set. Now it may be that you do want different colours on the text, and to do that, you just turn the effects off there, and then triple click in onto your text layer with your text tool selected, and then click this small box at the top. Then you can change that one to that colour. Now if this effects eye is on, that will have no effect. Okay, so I can change this one. Looks like it's changing. Let's put this one like blue. Click OK, and you'll be thinking, well, why hasn't it changed colour? And that is the reason. So you can click this little eye. If I turn the effects off of the folder, you can see the two colour choices, the different colours we made are there. So in most cases I'd recommend you just have the same colour, and you just double click colour overlay and you put it to whatever colour you want. But just in case you never know what people do with these PSDs. Everybody always comes in with lots of different angles and ideas that I hadn't even thought about. So we can change the background by clicking colour overlay down here, and the text is in a folder and the effect is on the folder. So to change all of the colour, all of the text, we click this colour overlay. If we want to do individual colours, we just switch them off and then we change the colour as we need there. So that's the text in the background. Of course you can change the font if you want to, and you can type there. Just make sure you got this text tool selected. So to add the photographs, if you want to know which photographs are what, they are named, but the easiest way is to click these little eye icons on and off. So as I click that center photo, which is this one here, on and off, you'll see on the canvas it disappears and reappears. Okay, so if you want to see which one you're working with, just do that. That's the easiest way. So if I expand this folder here, each of these folders should be exactly the same, and in each of these folders there's a layer that's named photo here, and it's red there. Okay, so it should be nice and easy to find for you. And what you need to do is just put your cursor in there, click that, so it's highlighted. So just click in a grey area there somewhere. You'll see it changes the colour of grey. And then what I'm going to do is come over here, and I'm going to get a photograph, and I'm going to drag and drop a photograph onto the canvas area and just let go of it. So it's now in free transform, and you can see that it's masked, so no area outside of that frame is showing. So you can grab these corners here, okay, and you can resize. So you can see the overall size of the photograph by where these corners are, or handles. And you can drag these, and you can grab the photo just by clicking and holding, and you can position it exactly where you want. Once you're happy with it, press return or enter. That is now placed. Now if you do want to fiddle around with it a little bit more, say you've moved on and you've done all the others but you want to come back, just highlight the layer, which is still red as you can see, press Command T or Control T, and it puts it back into free transform. Okay, return or enter, boom, done. Okay, then what I'm going to do is minimize that folder. I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm going to highlight the photograph. Which one is it now? It's this top corner up here. So I'm going to highlight that photograph. Now I know which one it is. I could pick a photograph like a tall one like this, probably work. Drag this in. Oops. Drag and drop that in. Okay, now here you can see nothing's showing until I go right over in that top corner. So I'm going to grab the corner of this photo, drag it up, increase it a bit so you can see it a bit better, return or enter. That one's done. Then I'm going to work on the next one. Which one is it? That one over here, bit of a square one. There's my red layer with the highlighted with the red around the icon. So this is a square one. Let's grab this one. Ooh, isn't that odd? This little girl looks like Maddie McCann. Press return or enter. Okay, minimize that. Let's see what's next. This bottom one down here. Let's highlight a layer, and that looks like it should be there. Just quickly fix that. And let's just grab anyone. That's probably not the best one for that one, but let's move it down. Okay, press return or enter. Okay, I'll just do one more. You get the idea now. They're all exactly the same. hopefully, you know, like to make one of these yourself would be pretty tricky. So this really is an easy way for you to make these collages. Doing all the masks and stuff is the tricky part. So essentially all you got to do is just drop the photos in once you've done it a couple of times. And let's say you got an order from a customer. What I highly recommend that you do is you take their photographs, you drop their photographs in, and you make them a quick mock-up, and you send them a mock-up and ask them if it's how they want it, because they might say, oh, can you move this picture here or whatever. So make them a mock-up. Alright, I'm going to add the pillow mock-ups for you somewhere in the members area. I'm not sure if it'll be in this download, but somewhere you'll be able to get the pillow mock-ups, and you'll be able to make mock-ups. I'm just trying to think where those pillow mock-ups are. Okay, let's move this over here. Right, this is the last one I'm going to do. So you get the idea, they're all exactly the same, but you can build up your collage like this. And while we're here, let's change the background color. So here we got the background color, it's labeled color overlay. Let's see what it looks like in black. Perhaps try it on a pillow and see, but you can change the colors there. Sometimes it can be deceiving looking in Photoshop, but whatever color they want, you know, you can offer that in your listing. Whatever color you want, they can have. So once you've done everything, then you would go ahead and save this as a PNG. So I would recommend you use the export, save for web legacy. Okay, if you're loading this into Locker Stock, it must be a PNG. They're big old big files. Choose PNG. There you go, 5,400, that's what it was. Go ahead, hit save, and save that somewhere on your computer, and that'll be ready to upload to Locker Stock or whoever you're using for your pillows. Okay, so I think that, oh yeah, actually another thing. So if you get mixed up, or you know, you mess it up or whatever, or when you've finished editing, what you want to do, see these three little arrows, these two tiny little arrows here, these expand and contract this little panel. If you come up to window low and just click history there, this will bring it out as well. You can drag these things up and down if it looks weird. Personally, I don't actually like to have it like that. I like to click these little arrows. Let me just unclick history, and I have a feeling, nope, it's not that, no. Okay, so I'm not quite sure. I think you'll have these little arrows here that will say expand panels. If not, come up to window and click history, wherever it's gone now, there. And then you'll see this history path here. So with this, you can skip back and forth and go to various places. This is like the trail of your editing here, so you can go forward and backwards. Now some people go up here and they click edit, and then they click back one, and then they click edit, and then they click back one, and then they click edit, and then they click back one, and it's really painful to watch people doing it. This here is quick, easy and fast. You just jump to wherever you're at. So once you've finished doing all your editing, let me just think about this actually. What I'd recommend that you probably do, say you've had an order and you're sending someone a proof, the first thing in fact I would do, first of all, save your PNG. Second of all, go file, save as, and save this as a PSD. Okay, so make sure you've got Photoshop chosen from here. Can't quite remember how it looks on Windows, but you'll have an option to change the format. Should default to Photoshop anyway. And save this with your customer email. So it would be customer email at email.com, right, whatever it is, yeah, or their order number or whatever, but something that references this PSD to that customer. So whatever it is, just so you can find it, save the PSD, and that way if you need to go in and make any changes, you can just open up the PSD without having to drop all the photographs in again as well. So save the PSD with that customer's photographs in. I've forgotten what I was why I was saying that, but nevertheless, that will help you a lot. And then we just think, let's say you want to move the pictures around. I haven't tried this, but let me try and change that picture there. Okay, so you can just drop a picture over the top, which is handy. So let's say this center one. Let's highlight that center one, press copy, go down to the bottom, press paste, and then Command T. Okay, so I copied and pasted that one, so I'm not sure if that might confuse a few people, but you can copy and paste those layers if you want to move them around. But that's what I would do. I would save the PSD with the customer's details on, so you've pretty much got the PSD without having to go through it all again and re-upload. So save the PNG, save the PSD. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying, that's why I came to it. And then you're going to want to reset the PSD so that it's back to how you started. So you've got two ways. So let's say you got down to here and this PSD is full of pictures, you change the colours, whatever you want to do. You can either click the X up here, and then it'll ask you if save or don't save. If you hit save, it's going to overwrite your original PSD, and the only one you're going to have is the one with all the pictures in. If you click don't save, it will just close the PSD, and next time you open it from your computer, it will be empty and blank and ready to go again. That's one way. The other way is to open up this history and click this very top one here, and it will just reset it right back to how it was. So just make sure when you, I mean, it's not the end of the world if you don't, but try not to save it with all your pictures in from your master one there. So you get an order, you drop their photographs in, you save a PNG, you make a quick mock-up, you send it to the customer. Then you save it as a separate PSD with the customer email on it, so that you can just pop that PSD back open if they want to make any changes. Then your original PSD, you close it without saving it, so when you reopen it, you got a blank slate and you're starting from scratch. Okay, so quite a lot really to cover for that PSD, but using it, once you've done it a couple of times, it's pretty straightforward. You just open it up and just drop the photographs in, add or change the text, add or change the background, and you're done. Okay, thanks guys, and I'll catch you later.